everybody, I'm Taish Moore with FinancialAudacity.com. Thanks for joining us for another video education series today. We've been talking for the last few weeks about how to pay down debt and how to really tackle debt that you might have. And we want to give you a few more strategies today. So first we talked about knowing who you owe and what you owe, and the other 4 keys that are involved with paying off debt. It's important that you've already started from square one, and if you haven't watched those videos, just stop right here and go back to those videos before you get started today. So we're going to talk exactly about what you do after you have that list of creditors already in your bank. You've already gone on to annualcreditreport.com, you've accessed at least one of the 3 credit reports, made a list, and put them in descending order. Now what do you do? Great question. Well, there really are 2 philosophies. I'm sure there's more than that, but there are 2 major philosophies of how to tackle debt in general. The first one is that you really take the lowest balance and you start to pay off the lowest balances first. And that's really good if you have the need for, if you have a motivational need, and so you can see some small successes before you really tackle big debt. Let's just say, for instance, you had $25,000 worth of credit card debt and you had a $500 credit card bill for a department store. Which one would you rather pay off to show that you have small successes? A lot of people would say, I want to get that $500 one out of the way. But the other school of thought would actually say, put that list into order based off of the interest percentage that you're being charged. Meaning that you pay off the highest percentage of interest first, and you go down to the lowest interest. So, one of the things that I do, I work strongly with Habitat for Humanity. They have a 0% interest loan program. Whereas you and I who have conventional mortgages, or many of us have conventional mortgages, we might want to get those out of the way. But some folks that say a Habitat for Humanity homeowner might not want to pay off that mortgage right away because that's a 0% interest loan. So the other school of thought is to put your creditors in descending order, like we talked about last week, based off of the interest rate, and tackle them from the highest interest rate first. This is really not something's better, one is better than the other. It really is what works for you and for your family. So if you're the kind of person who wants to continually be motivated, but you want to see small successes, then go with the first strategy. That is to go with the smallest balances first. Don't worry about the credit interest rates just yet. If you want to, if you're very numbers oriented and you like to compound your interest and you like to know, I don't want to pay you more in interest, then go with the second strategy. That would work better for you. So this is really a matter of choice at this point. The most important thing that you can do right now is actually act upon what you find. So you've accessed that credit report, don't just let it sit there. And you know what, your list isn't good enough. You have a strategy, great, but what are you going to do about it? So this week we really want to encourage you to not only get your list together, but start to tackle either one of those 2 methods of what you actually need to do. Next week we're going to be talking about how you should be negotiating with some of your creditors to even lower your balances to get some debt eliminated or consolidated. So stay tuned next week and we'll be back with you in our series of Paying Off Debt. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week.